It's true that some acts, maybe many acts of persuasion, are domination.
However, it is ignorant to suggest that every act of persuasion is an act of domination.
The reason that all acts of persuasion are not acts of domination is the concept of invitational rhetoric. So yes, it is true that there are some applications of rhetoric that are used to dominate people and to control them. But invitational rhetoric, which was started by the feminists, is this idea of opening somebody up to a new perspective, to influence them, let them see something through a different lens, but not necessarily to control them or dominate them. The idea is just to, again, open them up to something they haven't thought of before.
Now, the definition of domination is the exercise of control over someone or something, or the act of being so controlled.
And when you think of the word domination, you want to think of synonyms such as authority, control, and power. So to give you an example of an act of persuasion that is not an act of domination, think of taking a teacher for a course and really recommending that teacher to a friend. That is not an act of domination. First of all, whether or not that student actually takes that professor is going to probably have very little influence on their life.
You're not exercising authority over your friend. You're not trying to control your friend. You're not being a dominant person.
Exactly.
You're just trying to persuade them.
Yeah, you're just trying to open them up to a new perspective that they would not have otherwise considered, and that has nothing to do with this need to dominate or control them.
And another example of trying to persuade someone to kind of see your way, I mean, everyone's tried to convince their parents to let them see a rated R movie or maybe buy a rated M video game. I mean, you're not trying to dominate your parents right there. Now, the prompts that we were given to work with for this debate was that all acts of persuasion are acts of domination.
And that really is an ignorant assumption to make. As we said, certainly some acts of persuasion are acts of domination, but that's not the only application of rhetoric.
Had the prompt been worded a little less absolutely, I mean, then our opponent would have had something more to argue. But as it stands, there is no argument. Every act of persuasion is not an act of domination.
Persuasion.